And we're back
What's up?
to the Jesus Christ. Just yelling at
It's my new intro. I'm trying it
What's
out.
up?
Yeah.
We're back with the Fake Problems podcast.
Welcome back, buddy.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
been a
No one
while.
knows how long it's been.
Feels like a lifetime.
We should say that every episode, honestly, because
like you've been gone for a long time.
we have. It takes us like a month to release
Yeah,
one.
that's true. The episodes are starting to get longer and longer span
Yeah.
across. Yeah, which is mostly my fault because I've been just lagging ass on.
Nah, dude, you're fine.
Dude, you edit them quickly.
I do crush the
You
edits.
do, like, literally, if there's stuff in the hopper, you go through it.
I have no life.
Dude, but I have time where I could also do it. And
Yeah.
I've been trying, that episode 5 when I did it, but it was just like, fuck, I need to just sit down and do it. I'm so bad about it. Anyway,
You can get better, man.
yeah, we can improve, right?
Yeah. That's
Life
what
is
this podcast's all about.
improvement. That's right.
Self-improvement.
That's the cornerstone of the Fake Problems podcast. It's us getting better.
We should give people advice.
I feel like we have a lot
We
of the
have.
times.
Too
really
much,
unsolicited
probably.
advice, that medical advice,
A lot of that.
money advice, how to be a better person advice when I'm pretty
You're a pretty amazing person.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think we're both just average dudes, maybe. But
Yeah,
hey,
you know.
most people are average. So we're
Yeah.
giving out advice to the people that are most likely going to hear it and be like, yeah, sounds like my life.
Yeah, our
Maybe.
2 friends that listen.
Thank God for them. Without them, we'd be broke and on the streets. All right. Anything you want to talk about before we dig in? I know it's been months and months since we last podcast. Anything substantial?
I'm like life updates. or
Sure.
anything?
Anything.
I ran my first half marathon yesterday.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just when you...
Just by myself.
Oh, is it... Wait, like you sign up, though, and then it's like... Are you saying you just...
No, I just ran one.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
It was kind of rough. Like,
Yeah.
My knees hurt really bad.
Yeah, are you just on pavement?
Yeah,
Outside?
pretty
Yeah,
much.
that'll hurt, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, do you normally run that long?
A little bit.
Close
No,
to
I
that?
mean, never that long. But
What? So,
I was in Colorado. I was like, I got to take advantage of living at
Oh,
altitude.
I thought you meant you did it when you... Because
No, I did it immediately when I got back. I was like, I got to use this extra oxygen.
Oh, okay. All right, back up. I'm now understanding.
Yeah.
Because you had acclimated to the Colorado, when you got back to Wisconsin,
I was like, I'm fit
you're like,
now.
oh, okay. I like that.
I just busted it out, and it really fucking hurt. I almost pulled my calves.
Dude, that's a dangerous
Both of
thing.
them. Yeah.
Do you run a good amount every day?
I run, not every day. I'll do like a 5 miler every now and then.
Okay, that's a decent chunk. I think if you can do 5 miles,
it's
you can do
not like
13.
that outrageous. It's
Sure.
a little outrageous because I wasn't training for it.
Yeah. I don't know who I was just listening to about this, but they say that a half marathon is the one that's, if you run, like exercise,
Yeah.
you can do it. A marathon's the one that people don't realize that at mile 20, your body starts to shut down. There's things that
Yeah.
happen that
Yeah.
would never, ever happen in the lower range where, like, you'll shit yourself. You'll pee yourself. Your quad will just cramp. And, like, there's a certain where most people just start hitting stuff like that.
I started feeling that around mile 10.
Yeah.
And like,
Because you only have so much juice, man.
Yeah.
Your body's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm running out of
know.
juice, and then just starts using other, energy pathways and falls apart.
brought
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Afterwards, you felt pretty great, though, right? Other than the pain
I was
in the
pretty-
knees and joints.
Yeah, no, I was like, I've kind of been wanting to do it for a while.
Yeah.
I've just been like putting off signing up for one, like an
Yeah.
actual race, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do it.
Give it a go. I used to, maybe I've mentioned this before, but there was one summer, literally,
Yeah, you were crushing half
I
marathons.
quit drinking
weren't you?
for 8 months, and I was
Yeah.
like, I just need to I have to do something because you
Yeah.
have so much energy,
Yeah.
as opposed to, it's insane just binge drinking once on a weekend. It so curbs the natural energy that you
kills
have.
you.
It's
Yeah.
insane. So didn't drink for 8 months, and I maybe 5 months in, I started reading this book called Finding Ultra about this guy running ultra marathons. And I was like, dude, it's insane. It sounds like an adventure that he was 43 when he started doing them, which is also
Dang.
insane. Yeah, and it just crushing it.
Thought life just goes downhill at that point.
Right. It's one of those books of like, at any point in time, unless you're like 90, that's probably the exception, or like very, very late life, you can like completely turn your life around. He was also a severe alcoholic, severely overweight, and was like, nah, fuck this. I'm going plant-based. I'm going to start doing ultra marathons. And then
Yeah.
he went to Hawaii and like circled all 5 of the islands with an ultra marathon, total of like 1,200 miles, a mix of like running, biking, swimming. It's an insane story. Good book to read.
Damn.
Anyway, read that. I was like, hell yeah.
I can do that.
I'm going to do this. Then bought those barefoot running shoes and then just worked up to, I'd say every other day was running close to 13 miles.
Jesus.
And at a certain point, you just get used to it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, time to like do the next level. But then it takes like 2 hours.
Takes
It's
a
a
lot.
good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And then you're just, for most of your day, you're kind of cashed. Because you're just
Yeah.
using like,
Every other day. That's like, why?
dude, I mean, because literally it gets to a point for me where the energy level of me wanted to go do it.
Whoa.
But then it
you
was,
had to.
yeah, dude. It was either that or like tennis is a good example of like that in between.
Yeah.
Where it's like a thing I like doing it as opposed the running I like doing, but it after mile 7, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're just fucking. This is just.
Oh, also, I looked at calories burned on my half marathon.
Yeah.
I burned way more playing like a set of tennis.
Yeah. I mean, the heart rate thing.
Yeah.
You're just working at a higher, what is it, heart rate zone. Because you're just
Yeah.
like doing suicides all the time. But anyway, nice. Awesome.
Thanks.
Good shit. Maybe sign up for one in the future or half.
Yeah, maybe.
and full. But then at that point, it's like, all right, do you want to compete? Do you want to be better?
I'm trying to decide if I want to do a full one because
It's a
it sounds awful.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I don't know, you got to love running or you got to want, like, I don't know. Actually, people can have their reasons. I never saw, I got to that 13-mile point, I was like,
I was
wanna do
always
this.
very much like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
How far you run?
yeah.
Like why it's an arbitrary distance.
Yeah. The people who do it at the crazy extremes, like the Ironmans and the Ultra, they're like, they talk about the mental aspect that you gain from it. Because at a certain level, it's all a mental game. You can have like all the physicality
Yeah.
locked in, but then it's only your mind pushing you past this physical degrading state after like mile 15 or 20 or 30.
Yeah. I'm obviously not an elite athlete, but I was kind of, I've heard that a million times, like it's all mental.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling like, I feel like I'm just going to go until something gives out.
Sure.
Like,
You're right.
which that feels more physical and mental. Like I
Well-
thought I was going to hit a point where my calf just blew up and I would not be able to run anymore.
Which people will run through that.
How the fuck do you do that?
You know who David Goggins is? His like
Yeah.
whole beginning story is him
True.
ruining his body, but just using his mind to be like, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
but did he
busted
ever
his-
like literally pull something while running?
Oh yeah, dude. His
Yeah.
first 100-miler, which qualifies you for one of these ultra marathons, it's in his book, Can't Hurt Me. He like ruined. He either ripped his hamstring or both, or he literally had to go to the hospital right after.
Jesus.
Because like 2 things ripped, and he at like mile 70, just kept
my
running.
God.
Yeah. So, which you should not do.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt you in the long run.
I'll stay hard.
Yeah. Stay erect is what he says. All right, let's do some topics.
Yes.
We can try.
wait.
We can try to talk on this one. That doesn't make any sense. Probably can't. But side, I have in this document that says side job: old people being lit on fire.
Did you just wake up and write that down?
I have
Was that a
no
dream you
idea.
had?
I have no idea why I wrote that down. What could that
Okay,
mean?
let's discuss how we could make money off of lighting old people on fire. That's probably what you're going for.
I don't know, man. I mean, is there a business opportunity there? Do people want old people lit on fire?
Maybe it was like cremation. Trying to be like a side
Dude.
cremator.
That could be. That sounds a lot more realistic than
Yeah.
lighting.
Certainly dead old people, right?
Let's hope so. Live old people lighting them on fire is a bad look.
Yes.
Yes. So it's. So yeah, I would think maybe in the
That
cremation,
sounds like an awful side hustle.
but it does exist. I think I'm getting a hint of
Okay,
memory.
let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Let's do a live.
Because that's definitely a business of people
Cremation, yeah.
for sure. So it's. I don't know, man. I don't know what I linked
Maybe
this
you
to.
found like some tax loophole or something. You're like, I could make a ton of money off this.
By just burning old people. If we just buy an incinerator,
Yeah.
and we just like
Well,
put it.
that is that's how do you ever see Ozark?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how,
That's how you get rid
Marty
of
Bird laundered some money.
He got
Actually,
rid
no,
of-
he disposed of his bodies.
I was
that
gonna say
way.
that's how he got rid of a lot of the bodies. Which, props to him. Dude,
Yeah.
this is a weird question. Do bones melt at a certain temperature? They have to,
I
right?
think so.
What
Yeah.
temperature is that? Because you always see him put them in an incinerator and bones come out.
I don't know.
It's got to be some molten.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Could you have something hot enough that could truly just like melt a body
Melt anything.
entirely?
Well, when you cremate people, isn't like if they have like a metal tooth or something, doesn't that stay behind?
Yeah. Yeah. But also, what's the
I
tooth
would
made
think
out
that
of?
would melt before bones.
Depends what the metal is, right? If it's gold, has a lower melting point, but if it's like steel, I think it's higher. Who fucking knows? But apparently, through all these shows, the way to do it is a giant barrel and hydrochloric acid. It seems to do the trick, just turn you to goo.
Walter White did it first.
Yeah.
Ozark copied it. That's the only two I remember.
Someone had to do it before them. Because there was...
In real life, probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's... The cartel's been doing that since the beginning of time. But...
God.
Yeah, I mean, you got to just have the... who fucking knows? I mean, this is getting so far away from the old people lighting on fire. I have no idea what that was going to connect.
Yeah.
But let's just go to the next thing. Because that one didn't work out. All right. Have you ever gotten to a point where where you are trusted too much with something and it makes you lazy? I had a couple of these moments at specifically work.
In a job.
Yeah, we're like... So when you first get to a job, people are more, you know...
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, and they check in. They check your work. They check your stuff.
Oh, true. Okay.
You know, like... And then at a certain point, if you're good enough at your job, people stop doing that to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Where like they really are like, we trust you now. As
Yeah.
most things should happen, right? If someone's doing the job good enough
Right.
or anything in life good enough, at a certain point you go, I trust you to
Hands
do
off.
this. For sure. But I found myself in one or two instances, this had to be before going on vacation, but I literally just pushed some shit through and some senior person they're like, oh yeah, looks good, without fully
Yeah.
checking it, because they're like, 98% of the time it's entirely fine.
Yeah.
And just made its way into production. I was like, oh fuck. And it was a weird moment of like, oh dude, I could do something bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like as the trust goes up, the stakes also get higher because your mistakes will make it further before being caught.
Yes. And it's almost all on you.
Yeah.
Oh man. Terrifying moment. But also it's fucked up that it takes those moments to reel it back into like, you just hope that it's not catastrophic. That 2% of thing didn't slide through and just ruin something terribly.
Yeah.
And then it could be possible you can't unwork that. And you have to learn from that mistake as opposed to a small one.
Yeah, I mean, did you not have like a code review or something?
I did, but it was no shame on the person reviewing my stuff, but it was just something that seemed simple enough, but I forgot a small thing that I was like, oh, fuck. So,
Damn.
yeah. So, have you had any of those?
Probably.
It's a human thing on some level. There's probably a million examples of things that both you and I have did, both work and human life, where you just kind of...
I mean, I could see like you've been doing the same thing for 10 years and you kind of just go through the motions.
Yeah.
But I feel like it should be that way because odds you make a mistake at that point are probably lower.
Right.
If you've done the same thing over and over.
For sure. Yeah, no. It was a weird one, but felt it and was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, well, now you'll just have a tight butthole all the time. And you
All the
won't-
time.
Won't make any mistakes.
Add more stress.
Yeah.
It's what we fucking need. All right. I've heard of this thing a bunch. I don't think I've ever really talked about it in detail, but it still blows my mind every time it comes up. You know what Mormons are, right?
Yeah,
Do you know what soaking is?
for sure.
Okay. And then you know of this whole thing that teenagers do where they'll literally have, like, people will be soaking and they'll have someone jump on the area they are
Yeah.
to, like, make it sex.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the craziest religious loophole of, like, hey, we're not moving.
It's like, why is that okay?
That's
that's so much weirder.
It's so nuts. But that's happening. It's
probably happening right now.
For sure. Just think that it's happened so much in that community that it's reached the people who are not Mormon. They're like, oh yeah, this is going on so much that we know what that is.
Yeah.
That also, your friend who's doing this is just essentially watching you have sex. The person who's moving whatever
Yeah.
you're on.
Probably face the other way.
Come on.
They might take a peep.
Yeah, I mean, you're a teenager. Also, you're the teenager not soaking, and your friends are like, "Yo, we're soaking. Could you like?" It's kind of a cuck game on
It's
some
probably
level.
like scratch my back, you'll scratch mine.
Oh, they flip the soak, like not with the same girl, obviously, but they're helping each other out.
Right.
I mean, hey, that's a symbiotic relationship.
It's probably like just as key to finding an actual partner as finding your soak partner.
damn. That's actually got to be pretty true because you got to really,
You got to trust that person.
yeah, because I just try to imagine a friend helping me have sex.
I mean, if you think I wouldn't help you soak,
I mean, dude,
this isn't what I thought it was.
we got to cancel the podcast. I mean, that has to be a diehard homie who's
Yeah.
literally going to help
Ride
you
or
have
die.
sex.
That guy'll go to jail for you. That guy'll do anything for
Dude,
you.
if he's if he's essentially moving your hips and thrusting you into a girl, whether it be through the means of a bed or something else, that's
Wait, could he just
no. Well, actually,
could he just grab your hips and thrust them for you? Be way more intimate, but is that allowed?
he's essentially having sex with you. I mean,
He's just jackhammering you into someone.
so he's fully clothed.
Well,
I mean,
he's
you can-
whatever.
But then, if he's jackhammering you with his thrust,
You're not doing anything.
and you're just
You're just
I'm
there.
honest Abe, just hanging out. My girlfriend happens
You're
to
a
be
good
here.
Mormon. You're just there.
But isn't if he's naked behind me thrusting, that's probably
There's no reason for him to be naked.
that's
but he could-
okay. So he's clothed. We're assuming this man's
I don't
clothed
know why this changes anything.
because if he's naked, that's way closer to like penetration sex. If I'm naked and the dude's behind me helping me have sex with my girlfriend and you thrusting into me,
Yeah.
I guess if it's just if he's flaccid, then it's fine. But if he's hard, it's
Yeah.
okay, it's sex then. I mean, I guess it would have to go in, but
Yeah, that's what.
back to the point though of this friend. How many of your friends do you think would do that for you? When you're a teenager, honestly, you're like, listen,
When I'm a
dude.
teenager,
If you're like, man, we're all Mormon here, but we all gotta get soaked at some point, and we all know just soaking's not doing it for us. So I need you to jump on. I need you to just shake the bed.
I can think of like 2 people.
Same,
maybe 3.
I'd say there's probably 2 in my life.
Also, technical question.
Okay.
How do you if like the act of you just moving back and forth inside someone is wrong? How do you get in there?
The entering's not.
The entering's
apparent.
okay.
Yeah, because that it's
So you get one forward thrust on God,
exactly.
and then you can't.
That's
can't do
that's to
anything
initiate
else.
the soak. The
Yeah.
initiation thrust,
Why is the first thrust okay?
because you're just in there. You're just going in. And
Dude,
ma-
if I were them,
Yeah.
I would try to just get everything out of that first thrust.
what do you
Just
mean?
absolute power thrust and just have that be it. Just get off.
You're
from
suggesting
that.
a true
one
pump
pump
chump.
Yeah, yep.
Dude, they gotta exist out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've definitely below double digits pump chump for sure in my heyday. But one, you gotta be so pent up, dude.
Actually, I think that's technically half a thrust. I think one thrust is down and up.
I don't know. I would say a thrust is going in.
What's the upswing called? Is that just like a recharge?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
a thrust is going forward.
Okay, so single thrust, no recharge.
Unless you're counting back thrust, which if
I mean,
you're
the back, that can't be understated. That's an important piece.
well, your butt is technically thrusting back.
Yeah.
In the butt's direction is thrusting forward. If you want to think about it.
True.
So if you're counting your butt, but I think here we're talking about the penis
Yes.
for the most part with the thrust.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah,
get technical about it.
Well, we are getting technical. I agree.
So you're saying the ideal situation is you're so pent up that single thrust initiates a bust. Now, this is interesting. What are the rules about non-penetrative sex for Mormons? That's something I would want to know.
I don't
Can they
know.
do blowjobs like every other religion?
Would
where
you have
they're
to like soak a hand job as well?
just hold a hand up?
Keep your arm stiff.
God, it's so much more worse. I love the idea that there's tiers to soaking from like
Yeah.
a blowjob.
Because that's the only
Oh
option.
man, a soaking
Everything-
blowjob would be terrible. It's just
Yeah.
just someone's mouth on a dick. It's just sitting there. That'd be awful. All this being said, I think if you have a friend to help you do the thrusting, thrusts are whatever, because then you have someone moving you. Also, that's got to feel so strange. Think about being
Just laying
stationary
there?
and having
I
someone.
was just thinking that's kind of nuts.
It would feel someone's like using you to fuck someone else, like just
Oh, you're
as
talking
if
about being the jumper?
no. You're the guy.
Okay.
It's as if something's grabbing you and fucking someone else with you.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably a kink there somewhere. Getting just like used to fuck something
Probably.
sounds kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might be into soaking next. And also, is there a section of Pornhub that's just soaking?
There's got to be.
Yeah, there's no way it's not.
There's
out there.
crazier porn out there.
For sure. Yeah, it's just such a one that's like, it's almost, no, it's got to be out there. Definitely probably going to look it up and see what it's all about. But we'll see.
Yeah. Do some research.
Yeah. I would love to talk to an actual Mormon about this to see, like, how do you have that conversation with
I
someone?
feel like I'm so far away from knowing a Mormon.
Dude, they're everywhere in Salt Lake City. I mean, they're like,
Insult, yeah.
actually,
that's,
I knew one growing up. Actually, I was friends with one for a while.
dude,
There was
get him on the line.
I mean, I haven't talked to her since like 7th grade.
Yeah, call her up.
But there was a couple years where we would go to her Mormon. Oh man, I have such a story that's such a weird.
Do it.
All right, it's not a good moment in my life, but are any of these that I'm talking about?
No.
No, they never are. I think this is 6th grade. I'm on the wrestling team. This friend who's a Mormon, she's like one of the main friends in our friend group at the time. It's like me, my good friend, her, this other guy that she met through her church, and some other dudes. So like we, doing just like basic 6th grade shit, go to their place, drink a bunch of Mountain Dew, jump around. No,
You helped him soak, didn't you?
I fucking wish, dude. That would have been so
You
epic.
jump around? What were you doing?
Shut up. Don't blow my cover. And like, I never really realized they were Mormon until we like go to their church and stuff. But it seems so similar to like being a Catholic or a Christian. It was just like we'd go.
Yeah.
There was nothing that different. There was a lot of people who had a lot of kids though. That was the one thing that stood out. Where like
Sure.
they had like bigger families, and so I'm like, we're hanging out with this girl, and it's at the time where you're starting to become like super interested in girls. You're like, dude, fucking sex. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? And all I know is I'm getting boners, and girls are hot now. It's like,
Yeah.
what is happening? And so I'm on the wrestling team in 6th grade. I'm talking to this girl the girl of that group, and she's like, yeah, this is before MySpace even, or at least before I was using it. And this girl was like, there was that one significant moment where she was on the phone with one of her friends, and then this is back in the day where like we'd hang out, someone would just be talking on the phone, like talking to one of their friends in a room while we're just doing something else, and it's just we're kids. And like I'm like, who is that person? She's like, oh, it's my friend, blah blah blah. And then at somewhere through this conversation, I just get her number and start texting her. And then we're like texting back and forth without having ever seen each other, and then start talking on the phone. She goes to a different.
This is the Mormon girl?
This is the Mormon girl's friend she was talking to
Okay,
on the phone.
okay.
And it escalates to we're talking on the phone with each other. We've never met each other still. It's probably been like a month or two. And at some point, my dumb 6th grade brain just like goes, man, I like this person without ever meeting them.
Yeah.
And so like we start getting on that level of being like, oh, we like each other and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I want to come meet you. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. So at one of my wrestling meets at my school, for the first time, she comes out to meet me. And this, I'm in 6th grade, so this is shitty, but just so not attracted to this person from a physical standpoint, where I was like, I imagined in my head this, a model.
You were just prepped for dating apps from this.
Yes, dude. I was like, oh, this is going to be the best. She's going to be so like, it's going to be everything my 6th grade brain imagined as like a hot chick who just happened to not want to meet until my wrestling meet. And then it was a moment of had that wrestling meet and then just didn't talk to her anymore.
Oh,
I
just
didn't,
cut it off.
I didn't know how. I was so like, I don't know what to do now.
Did she reach out?
It
you
it was the standard of send a message,
Short responses.
Yeah, short responses, and then longer time between answering, and eventually got the hint. But I remember being like, that was so terrible, but also I don't have the balls at that time to be like, I'm not physically attracted to you. I didn't know what to say as a sixth grader to be like,
Yeah.
how do I communicate this without hurting someone? And it seemed like the easiest way was just to be like, to not talk to them. But then she started just being around us more.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, God, this is even fucking worse. And I still remember her name in my head till this day. Her first and last name. Yeah. It's fucking... But they were Mormon. To tie this
That's
all
how it
together.
connects.
Yeah, they were all Mormon. They're super cool, but just weird. You don't have
Yeah.
the tools when you're that young. It's so like...
I feel like you should never be like, you're ugly. That's why I don't like you.
For sure. Dude. Yeah, no, don't
Yeah.
do that.
But definitely, like, it is hard to be straight up with someone. Like, I'm not interested.
Dude, it's hard to do that as a 30-year-old.
I was going to say, I've had a million situations where, like, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Did that middle school shit you did, like, a year ago.
Yeah. It's amazing to think that 24 or how old was I in sixth grade? You're what, 11, 10
Yeah.
maybe? So 20 years have passed, and I still,
We're the same.
yeah, not a lot has changed.
I haven't grown up at all.
Like, I don't know what I would do if I ran into that situation modern day. If you met some girl online that you didn't have her picture.
I wouldn't meet her.
Fair. Yeah, I guess it's a different time.
Yeah.
It-
Manti Teo, dude. I wouldn't trust anything.
Yeah, right. Because, yeah, even with pictures with that guy and all that shit, it was super believable, and then just fucking nothing. Man. Yeah, I don't know. So Mormons, though, soaking.
Yeah.
I guess also, I never, at that age especially, maybe it wasn't, I don't know how long soaking's been around, but they definitely weren't doing it. They were also very, like, prude. They weren't the kids, like, doing
Wait,
drugs.
who wasn't doing it? Your Mormon friends?
Yeah, like, they're like the...
Well, they soak because they're prude.
Right, but think of, all right, within the Mormon community, the spectrum of Mormon kid, just like how in the spectrum of average kid, you have your kids that are like going to chess club after school, and then you have your kids who are doing drugs and having sex when they're in 8th grade.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
Yeah, there's probably just the Mormons who are soaking, the ones that are within the Mormon spectrum, the kids who are like trying to have sex.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's the kids who are not even fucking close
God,
to
they
that.
didn't even think about it.
You got to think on a micro level with these things. Got to really get your slices of communities. But yeah, no, I don't know. So I didn't even know that was happening until later in life when they're like, Mormons are doing this shit.
Wow.
They're manually helping their friends. It'd be hilarious to just like have a panel of people that you interview and ask them if they think they have a friend that would help them soak. And then they have to reach out to their friend and ask them if they would help them soak. And
We
how
could
much
do that.
we could.
Call someone up.
But it's a great experiment into how much people either perceive correctly or incorrectly about the relationship they have with somebody. Because
Yeah.
that is the tippy top of ass. Aside from
Also-
like burying a body.
Also, the odds of getting a genuine response. Like, it would have to, if I called my bros up, they'd be like, hell yeah, dude, I'd help you soak. But then if I was like, dude, seriously,
Yeah.
you got to help me soak.
That's very true. Well, maybe we could do like a setup
We'd
situation.
have to actually soak to know the real answer.
or that. I was gonna say like set up a camera and you go ask them seriously and then be like, it's a joke. That's why I was. You're just like, we gotta actually do
We're
it
different. I was saying like actually soak and then be like, it's a joke.
after you've done it. Both can be done.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's why we got two of us here. The melding of minds. All right, we've talked enough about soaking. Let's move on. Unless you have something else on soaking that you want to touch on.
I actually do. No.
Okay. All right, tight. Okay. We've talked about having kids before.
Ah, yes.
When you're raising a kid, how much advice do you give to your kid? This is... You could be the parent that, which we've all known parents, I imagine on both ends of the spectrum of like helicopter parents, where they're like,
Yeah.
they have to control everything in their child's life and they tell them what to do. And then the other end, which is like, we go to this kid's house and we could like do heroin in their basement. And the parents are like, hey, you guys having fun?
Yeah.
So, and
Both horrible. Both horrible.
both
options.
horrible for sure. So like in academics, in like how much do you let your kid try and how much do you let your kid fail, and how when you love your child, how do you just swallow the pain you see when they're really struggling and not like jump the gun and be like, oh, I'll help you out, you know? Because a lot of the times when you do that, to a certain degree, if they're not asking for help, you got to let them struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
To like kind of learn of, you know, you got to fail a little bit to get better, and you know, which everyone knows.
That's tough. You ever hear of Bean Dad?
No, what is Bean Dad?
Bean Dad, he's a guy who went viral on Twitter back when it was still Twitter.
Okay.
Because he was like, I think he was live tweeting the situation.
Okay.
But he was talking about with his daughter. His daughter asked him. His daughter was hungry, so she asked him for a can of beans.
Oh, I remember this.
Which
Yeah.
Already, red flag. If your daughter's like, "Dad, I'm hungry. Give me a can of beans." That's
Little
kind of
strange.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he took out a can of beans and was like, "Figure out how to open it."
Yeah.
And gave her a can opener too, I think, and like watched her struggle for hours trying to open this can of beans, and was like, "She's learning." And he thought he was being a good dad, like teaching her how to problem solve.
See,
And Twitter just roasted him for it because he's literally just
child abuse on some level.
yeah. Feed your kid.
Yeah, that's I would imagine most people would have the gut check to be like, what are you doing? What are you doing to this child?
Yeah,
So that's fucking terrible. I think my mom, who works,
It's like a silly little microcosm of this question.
yeah,
'cause-
yeah. That's a good fucking example. My mom, who works in this field with child development and psychology and stuff, says unless they ask for help, you should usually just let them go.
That's a good
If
rule
they
of
ask for
thumb.
help, then you help.
Yeah.
And it usually works very, very well. And then, you know, if they ask for help all the time,
What if they're doing like secret stuff in the room, like trying to cook meth? Be like,
then
stop.
you don't help them unless they ask for help. You just let them cook meth. But no, I mean, I guess this is mostly an early child development. And I don't know, maybe adolescent stuff. But if they're going to try something, don't be like, no, you got to do this. Just be like, obviously, also, if it's dangerous, let them know the dangers. Like, if they're going to be cutting with a
Yeah.
knife, do certain things that prevent you from cutting yourself and all that shit. But when I was teaching, I tried to implement as much as that I could, and it works out more times than not. Where the kids, they're very smart, man. We like our
Kids
ability.
are so much smarter than like we remember being
Yeah,
at
dude,
that
you
age.
see a little kid and you assume, oh man, I don't know shit. But their ability to figure shit out is insane.
And just to read people, dude, even
Yeah.
babies. Like I can see their face react
Yeah,
to me.
they have so much input on human behavior when you're
Yeah.
young that you just kind of like they know what's going on with people.
Yeah.
And then as we get older, we tend to have less social interaction for the most part.
They're probably better than us.
For sure, dude. They sense things on a level. But yeah, I mean, most people can figure shit out. It's just back to the point of if you're a dad, are there any areas you can think of where you need to tell them like what's going to happen?
If they do,
If they're going to do it, if they're going to do whatever thing, you got to be like, listen, you're not going to see this coming.
I mean, it's kind of like it's like Dare, like don't do drugs.
Oh,
Like,
God.
they show you all that stuff. And
Yeah.
like kind of
Just let the kids do the drugs, dude. They should have.
I mean, it's tough to generalize this question because there's so
Yeah.
many different scenarios.
It would be hilarious if there's a police officer that came into your room and just had
fucking
a
try
bag
it.
full of drugs. Like, today we're doing
You want
acid.
to learn for yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to learn. Yeah. So I don't know. That was a big general question, but I just thought
It's a good one though.
I just
It's good to be thinking like that
yeah, but who knows it all.
as two guys who don't have any kids.
Yeah, right. It's great to be thinking about these
Just
things without any
preparing
children.
for decades for the kids we'll never have.
Oh God. Yeah, the horrors of that. Okay, talk about soaking. All right. Here's a good question, or maybe it's not a good question. Tattoos? How deep does the ink go? How many layers of skin can I peel off somebody with a tattoo
Yeah.
before it's no longer there?
I've always wondered that, like, if
Yeah.
you just, like, scrape your leg up after getting a tattoo or something,
Yeah.
if it's just gone.
Yeah. What if? Yeah. If you get a cut, you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
that's $300.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Because I always see those videos of people getting burned off. So it's got to be, can't be that
Is
deep.
that how you remove tattoos? Is
Oh
it?
yeah.
Cause I guess it's like a laser.
They have this
thing.
laser thing just like creates all those bubbles,
Yeah.
just burns off the ink, which I heard is so painful. Yeah, and people get them on their face and shit. They have like giant ones, like a chest piece, or on their back, and
Yeah.
oh man, talk about you don't have any tattoos, right?
No.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
Do you?
No.
Do you want to get a tattoo?
No. There was some moments in my life I was like, maybe, but I also never had anything where I was like,
Dude,
man,
there's nothing I feel like I would get and not 2 years later be like, this is fucking stupid.
right. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't
Unless
feel.
I asked my brother this question once, and his answer was like, "You'd probably have to die." And I was like, "That's a good answer.
That's a good one.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Which-
a family member.
No shame on anyone who gets them. My sister is tatted the fuck up. Her boyfriend's like literally has sleeves and chest piece.
No,
and,
yeah,
like,
that's the
Yeah,
good
so-
clarification because I think tattoos are awesome.
they look sick as fuck.
But like,
But on
I
me,
think it's just not me.
same.
I think it's not my
I
vibe.
feel too much like a goofball.
Yeah.
To unless it was to just have a
badass
tattoo.
tattoos.
Yeah, it's specifically badass tattoos. To have like
Yeah.
tribal stuff. I feel like,
Oh,
like what am I doing? I look like such a fucking loser. But you know,
But you know, other people.
other people look great.
Yeah.
Other people look great.
I feel the same way about chains on dudes. It's like
Chains.
and people wear like chains around their necks.
Oh, you know.
It's like you can rock it. I would never do it.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
some dudes I see with them like, that looks so fucking good. But I'm like, I
Yeah,
can
like,
never
it's
pull that
mainly-
off.
It's mainly me wishing I could be that
Yes,
cool.
dude. When I'd see
And
someone
knowing
with like
deep
a
down inside,
yeah, that
I
you
can't
just
do
couldn't.
it. Yeah.
Sad lives we live. Whenever you see like, I remember in high school, if there was ever like some, you know, a dude that was maybe who played football or something, they had so they're already ripped, and they would have like a gold chain with a little Jesus piece there. Like
Yeah.
it just looked in a tank top. It looks
Yeah.
so sick.
It does look sick.
Oh man. And then there's us. We probably would look fine
we
with
could
it.
do it.
I
Should
feel like
we
we're
get
too
some
scared.
chains?
We just gotta get ripped.
Dude, I feel like if I showed up with a chain, just immediate shit from every one of my friends. Be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And I'd be like, I know. I know, you're right. And I would take it off.
If you had one with a Jesus piece, do you think they'd? Well, I guess that'd even lean more towards like, oh, he's religious now. I guess
Yeah.
that'd be more like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I don't know. I did rock hemp necklaces for a while.
What is that?
Like it looks like knotted rope. Hippies
Oh,
wear
okay.
them
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
time. And there was a period when I was
I
a
can
teenager.
see you rocking that.
Yeah, it was some pictures that I look back and like,
You
jeez.
got them? You got them in your room?
No, oh my god, this was like when I was like a youngin'. There was a choker one I used to wear that was
I think
fucking.
you still have them.
Dude, you think I wouldn't tell you if I had these? Come on now.
And they're in a
there's-
safe somewhere locked away. If you
I
ever
fucking.
wanna-
It would be better to have them. That makes for great content. To
True.
pull one of those out would be amazing, dude. I wish I had them. I do not. But they're also just super non-practical because they have like these. Most of them have heavy like not marble but glass things on them. They weigh a fuck ton. So you're like, you have this big thing on your chest, and when you move, it'll like slap you in the fucking chin.
Yeah.
It's
How are
not
you going to
great.
be agile with one of those things?
Oh, you can't. I was trying to be agile all the time. Still am. As I sit on this couch and be super agile. All right. Did see something pretty awesome,
Okay.
which was, you know what the Punisher symbol is? You ever see that, like the skull thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but it was on the back of a truck, so I felt like it was probably legitimate. It was a Punisher logo, and the inside was colored in with an American flag, so like stars, stripes, blue, red, white, and then it had a Trump
The
like
hair?
hair.
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
great.
whoa. The trifecta of I don't even know, of like white, whoa, just that sound. I can hear it when I look at that fucking symbol. That's insane.
I mean, where'd you see that? In like Indiana?
No, just driving the highway between Illinois and Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Someone on their truck. I mean, Wisconsin. and southern parts of Illinois. Who fucking
Yeah.
knows? But it's hilarious that the levels there are. Like, that is like the super condensed form of all of that energy. If you ever want to feel...
It's a lot.
It's so much. Because, you'll catch people using the Punisher symbol just, like, non-ironically, and it's, you're like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's a Marvel thing, right?
Yeah,
Punisher?
yeah. I mean, but he's the guy who, like, they kill his family.
He's
and
kind of
then,
like a badass. He, like, kills
yeah,
people.
super badass. But it's, like, it's a superhero, and then there's people
Yeah.
who would, like, be like, they wear that on their shirt as, like, I'm a badass
I was
thing.
going to say, what are you trying to project when you have that?
I'm a badass.
That's
it's
it.
the same guys back in the day when UFC started to get big. They would wear tap-out shirts that didn't ever fight. It's that same exact
Yeah,
energy.
yeah, yeah.
It's those people. But then to mix it with also the American flag and then the Trump thing, I was like, whoa.
It's like you win.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like,
Okay.
I can't imagine a level up from that. That is, it's truly the essence of whatever that is. You have captured all of it in one logo. Blew my mind.
Did you say that was a tattoo?
Oh, no.
Oh, it was
On
a
the back
truck,
of
on a
someone's
truck,
truck.
on a truck. Okay.
Yeah. That would be, I mean, probably could be a tattoo.
Imagine getting Trump's face as a tattoo.
Oh, man.
That probably is out there.
For sure. I mean, man, when you're tattooing a
Think there's
politician
any
on your
Biden
body,
tattoos?
oh my God. If you didn't know who Biden was, you'd be like, you just have a geriatric person tattooed on your body.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there's no like diehard Biden people.
Oh, yeah, there is.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. It's the same on both. There's the far rights and the far lefts. The far lefts love
Yeah.
Biden to death. The far rights love Trump to death. It's all the
Okay.
same fucking shit. Anyone who doesn't think so, they're lying to themselves.
Well, I know there's obviously the extremes, but I feel like the diehard Trumpers are way more diehard than like. I feel like a lot of liberals don't even like Biden, even though they hate Trump as much as those diehards love Trump.
Yeah,
They're not like diehard Biden either.
I wish I knew the numbers, but I feel like we get lied to through the media of who's the more extreme. And don't get me wrong, the extreme takes different shapes. So like the extreme on the left, it'll be about like you're using the wrong pronoun. Don't like it'll be something that's not as crazy as guns and screaming in a field. So it looks
Yeah.
not as crazy, but it's the
True.
same mental process that they're all doing on this like if you don't call me she, they, her, bug, I'm gonna fucking kill your family. And they're thinking that, but they're not out in the field doing the physicality of it.
They don't have torches.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's they'll do the same thing to you, but the facade is just a little different.
You know, I feel like the diehard lefties are a little more like they get in your head a little more.
For
Not-
sure.
Not as outright as like I feel like the diehard right people just scream out their beliefs.
Yeah.
Have it tattooed.
Yeah.
Have shirts with just ridiculous sayings on it.
It's weird to see because it's like you like can see it at not you. I look at it, I guess, as like a full human spectrum of the capability of the human mind of like you can have the brutish side. We have the animal brain of us, the lizard brain that runs all of us, and then we have the front end that's kind of like still doing terrible things, but using intellect to kind of like
Yeah.
manipulate
a little more
and
sophisticated.
yeah, more like a mastermind thing. Not to
Yeah.
saying that there's a lot more smarter people on one side, but
The left are smarter.
they'll plant their views in like movements that are like, oh, for black lives or for gay rights, even though they're doing horrendous
A
shit.
lot more misdirection.
for sure. And then the right's more direct to your point of like, fuck you.
Just brutish.
yes, which is also not great.
That might be a blanket. I feel like there's probably misdirection on the right.
Absolutely.
lot, too.
Yeah. Like a lot. Whenever this might be a generalization, but it seems like both sides on the extreme are truly believe what they've been given in terms of information, and it's mostly lies. And so they look crazy to us because we know that stuff's not true, but they do think that's true.
Yeah.
So, and when you're lied to on these mass scales of thinking like Obama's a lizard person and and there's lizard people running the government and people are eating children and you believe it, you're gonna do crazy shit. Hence, like
Yeah.
like Pizzagate, when they went and like literally thought that there was a child pedophile right under a Pizza Hut, and the guy went there with an assault rifle. Like it gets that extreme.
It's crazy.
People are, manipulative, and people can be manipulated. And
You gotta understand the other view, right? Have a dialogue. That's what everyone says. That's another thing. I feel like every single person says that. Like, we just need to understand each other, and no one does it.
No. And you know what? Oh, man. When I went home last, my brother brought this up to me, which is crazy because I never thought he'd hear about this person. My brother's, maybe I'll cut this, but he's leaning more and more into theology. Mm-hmm. He's very, very smart, and like we'll talk about it's insane, and every time I go, it blows my mind. But he brought out that the closest person, or he said, we were talking about Jesus in general, and how like most people who think about Jesus today are like talking about the opposite of how Jesus would treat people, and he's like this guy who essentially was caring to everybody, and was kindness to the most like terrible people in ways like which most people are not doing that when they're talking about Christianity or Jesus,
right?
And so I forgot his name. I think his name's Daryl, but he's this guy who is a big black guy, and he's overweight black guy, jazz musician, and has made it his life's like venture to convert KKK members, and has converted over 200. It's insane. To literally
Christianity, or like
to
just
not be in the KKK, has literally talked about opening a dialogue. Has converted like diehard KKK
that's
members.
awesome.
It's insane, dude. Joe Rogan had him on for 4 hours a year ago. One of the most interesting talks, and his whole thing was like what I was saying before about people believing things to be true. You just have to sit there with them and like be there and be like, I know that this is real for you.
Meet them where they are.
Exactly. And then you work. Exactly. Then you walk them back. But it's all about being like, this is real to them. If you like push back on it, they will immediately be like, no, get the fuck out. Like, this is my reality.
It's like the whole strong opinions thing. You attack it, people get defensive.
Dude. But, way easier said than done. So I have no idea. It'd be so crazy to see. There's got to be some interviews out there with like him and a past guy he converted. I just want to see the process of that. Of like
watch his face change.
Yes.
Like the very moment.
Just turns black. He's like, holy shit. This guy's strong as fuck. Just makes white people do blackface. But yeah,
if that's the method for converting KKK members,
he just has a bucket of paint, and he's just
you would never believe.
Here you go. Look at how far you've come.
I mean, really, they should all watch Soul Man. They want to open up their heart.
That's true. You can't not when watching that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only way. But yeah. Anyway, that guy is when I was talking about it, he was like, that's kind of the modern day Jesus. Like, that's what a Jesus would be like. Of like,
literally, he hung out with prostitutes and lepers and all the deplorables.
Yeah, and
he met all of them.
Right. I forgot what the exact thing my brother said though, but he was talking about it's easy to love your friends,
love your enemies.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have to. And that's the only way that stuff can happen, like that guy did with the KKK members. You have to love your enemies, and you have to be able to know that you can always pull them out of wherever deep, dark hole they've gone. Yeah. And just knowing that, if we can do that. But man, is it fucking hard. Because when people piss me off, oh man.
Talk about like changing your worldview. If you adopt the mantra, love your enemies.
Oh, dude, changes
be a different
everything.
person.
Yeah.
It's also the phrase like quickest way to crush an enemy, make him your friend.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
It's a good one.
I mean, there's no better feeling. I had one small instance of this. This is nowhere near the scale of converting a KKK member.
Okay.
This is, I don't remember if you were there that night, but it was.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, this was before people had moved to Colorado for the most part, and we are at it's a bar on Brady. There's 2 floors. I forget what it's called.
Joe Cats?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. We go in,
sweaty one.
having a night, come downstairs, bar's packed as fuck, right? I see this like 6'4". There's a clear path to the bar, but there's this 6'4" or 5" massive dude, leaning on the bar, not doing anything. I could tell he has a friend with him. He's like this shorter, bald guy. And I get up next to him, and I'm like, hey, man, can I just, like, squeeze in here to get a beer? He's like, no. And I was like, my initial guts was like, oh, fuck this guy. I was like, dude.
Yeah, but he's 6'4".
I mean, at the same time, I was just like, initials just, fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
this is gonna, you want to make this into a thing? I'll make this into a fucking thing. So he said, no, I was like, come on, dude, just, he's like, go around, which is like pointing to around to the side where like people are walking. There's still people over there.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on. And then his friend next to me is like, oh, dude, he doesn't even notice that we're having this conversation, meaning the tall guy. And he just lets me in next. He's like, oh, yeah, dude, come in. And so now I am shoulder to shoulder with this guy who had just been like, you're not fucking coming up here.
Yeah.
And part of me wanted to open up the can of worms that was going to be like, nah, I'm fucking here, bitch. What are you going to do? Now I'm getting my fucking beer. And instead, I was like, what do you want to drink, dude? And I bought him a beer.
Oh,
and
nice.
Dude, changed. It was so crazy to see someone go from, I want nothing
Why
to do.
did he hate you in the beginning?
Why did he hate me?
Yeah, why was he being a jackass?
He just didn't want to move. And I was like, he thought I was probably just going to dislodge him from his spot. He's like literally leaning on the bar. I was like, I just want to buy a beer and get out. That's
Gotcha.
it. So bought him a beer, bought the friend who would let me in a beer, literally just started talking to him. We were both from Illinois. The whole thing flipped. And I could see him go to feeling bad about being a dick. And it was like,
That's the best way to disarm someone.
dude,
Just be nice.
literally. And I had that moment of
Like, oh, why am I being an asshole?
yeah, dude, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to experience it. Haven't experienced something like that since, but it's very rare in life where you have a conflict with someone and you choose to do like, in my experience, I feel like most times I'm like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking deal with this bullshit. This guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
An ounce of nice and it changed everything. It was awesome.
That's beautiful.
I'm Jesus.
He might have been in the KKK too.
Yeah, dude, he also was like, I'm done being racist. After I buy him a Bud Light, he's like, oh, fuck, is this the trans beer? Oh, God damn it. So, yeah, if anything we can take from this is the whole love your enemies thing. I think if we could,
This is good, dude.
I want to make that one of my daily things to think about. I've been meditating lately.
Put it on your mirror.
Oh, downstairs in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Love your enemies.
Every time you're shitting, love your enemies.
The mirror. Oh, I guess I could put on the mirror that faces me when I shit. So instead of putting stuff in the Google Doc,
You have a mirror facing you while you shit?
yeah, there's like one that's like it has a like toothbrush and stuff in it. There's like front mirror, and there's so when I'm shitting, I can literally see myself in
It's
the
a
mirror.
heck of an angle.
Yeah, I guess you only get the head though. You only get this. You don't get to see everything. So, nah, what are you gonna do? All right, pushing forward into, dude. Remember you told me the story about the guy in fucking Bourbon Street about the shoes?
I saw your note on this. What happened?
Literally watching a podcast, someone brought up the same exact story. So that guy is
Good for him.
so active. Literally word for word what you told me about that guy on Bourbon Street being like, where'd you get those shoes or whatever? Like they're on you or whatever the fuck he says. Whatever.
He's like, if I can tell you where you got your shoes,
Yeah.
you have to let me shine them. Or
And
something.
what does he say?
And I was like, okay, where'd I get them? He's like, you got them on your feet.
That's
and then
it.
he kneels down and starts shining your shoes.
Yes. And the same thing happened where I gotta find the fucking clip because he's like, I gave him $5 and he was like, oh, $5 fucking dollars? And yeah, no joke. I was like, whoa.
That's what the guy said to me. He's like, come on. And I gave him a 20.
I was literally watching like, no fucking way. How is that possible?
He's still out here.
Still out there doing the same thing. It's insane that it hasn't changed.
Dude, it's insane. That's probably his full-time job.
He's probably making bank. Everyone $20.
It's got to be a 20 because no one has like a 1.
Yeah, but the fact that he berates everyone after someone gives him
He
$5.
goes up a bill every time, and you're drunk enough to be like, yeah, just
Yeah,
take
and
it.
you don't want to deal with the hassle. You don't want to fucking fight this guy and be like, no, I already get it. Just, that's small one I had to bring up because I was like, this is
That's insane.
truly insane. I'll try to find who it was because it was,
I mean, yeah, he was probably like 50s, 40s, 50s.
yeah, and this was like a podcast that happened in 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he's
Damn.
Unless it's his son, the descendant of
I
the
learned
shoe
one
shiner.
thing from my dad.
Every
A
goddamn
simple
skill.
joke that works.
God, fuck, it's great. All right, one actual one.
All right.
Oh man, these are all. Maybe we should just do the reoccurring.
Yeah, let's just do that. Just wrap it up.
Reoccurring stuff. Start off. Any moments that you teared up or moments of vulnerability where you got emotional about anything.
I didn't tear up, but it was good. I saw a lot of old friends the past couple weeks.
Hell yeah.
And it's just made me very happy.
Yeah.
Very, like, life is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy
dude.
that I have these people.
Have a lot of good people in your life, kind of thing.
And had like a few moments of just reflecting, be like, this is awesome.
Yeah. It's sick, man. It's never a bad time.
If I sat in that a little longer, maybe could have gotten a tear.
Yeah.
But bottle that shit up.
That's right. You push that shit down, you pussy. That's good, man. It's always having gratitude in real time is nice.
It's pretty rare too.
Yeah, it's also like it's a different level of gratitude, I feel like sometimes, because when you have gratitude after the fact, you know what happened, but it's only a memory. When you're in it, if you can somehow tap into that moment of like, dude, this is...
You can just stop and look around a room and be like,
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. That's sick. Let's see. Moment of gratitude. Really silly one, and it's probably not a good thing.
Okay.
And I was thinking about gratitude, not specifically emotional stuff, but I guess this will count. Moved out a while ago. Oh, fuck. I have to cut that name.
Yes.
Friend moved out a while ago. Whatever. We used to play that golf game and drink a bunch. And since he moved out, it's really... Unless he comes
You're doing
over...
it by yourself.
Yeah, that'd be so fucked up. Just drinking like 12 beers by myself. Oh, looks like I got 4 strokes on this hole as I'm just slugging beers. He moved out, took the Switch with. We'll play when he would come over. And so like we didn't play that often. And we just fucking got PGA 2K23 online. So this past weekend just fucking got obliterated, but we were both at our homes playing online with each other.
Oh,
so
that's great.
It was so awesome, dude. It was like, fuck, we can still keep doing this.
Yeah.
Even though we live in separate places. So that was nice. But I don't know if it's good because it's opened this door to we can just play that whenever and I can just drink whenever.
Oh, you could always do that.
Yeah, but that game does something to me, man.
What was it, 2K?
It's PGA 2K23.
Oh, PGA,
So
okay.
it's, dude, I could play that game especially when drinking, when there's a risk. There's like something on the line. Like if you don't win this hole, you drink half a beer. It makes it so awesome. It's my level of gambling where it's like I'm never going to gamble to extreme degrees with money. That's the closest I'll get. And it's so addictive, dude. Fuck. So anyway, not emotional, but gratitude.
That's an interesting point about like drinking games, though.
Yeah.
I never felt like the punishment is always you drink.
Yeah.
But like, coming up through college, I was like, I just want to drink a
Yeah.
ton, so I didn't care.
For sure. But there is,
But I could see like now getting to the point where like it actually is kind of a punishment.
For sure. But even in those college days, you still want to win, though, right?
You want to
Yeah.
win the game.
But like the punishment is like, oh fuck yeah, I get to have another beer.
But and I think of like Circle of Death or something. It's
Oh,
like I'm just
yeah.
drinking on the side anyway.
Yeah, that one's like, and there's no winner.
Yeah.
Other than if you get like if you play Death Cup rules or some weird shit. But I'm thinking like
True. The only true stakes.
Yeah.
Like Boom Cup when there's the Death Cup in the center.
Yeah.
That I truly don't
There's
want. I don't think I ever did.
Yeah, there's a version of Circle of Death that I think it's the king turns into King's Cup, and every time someone gets that, you just fill up the middle cup with random drinks and hard liquor. So then,
God.
And then the last one has to drink that. So whenever there's risk, it makes me. And also, Circle of Death, you don't have any. There's no skill that's going to make you do better. It's a random pulling of cards.
Yeah.
But you put me in a place where we're playing against each other in beer pong or boom. I want to win.
Yeah.
As opposed to, but I like the drinking as a consequence.
Yeah.
So
I think with that PGA, If you do a death cup for losing the whole
Oh
thing,
man,
that'd be real high stakes.
I'd be practicing in my downtime. I'd be playing that game alone a lot to make sure I don't lose. But yeah, there's with those games too, especially in like one where you need precision skills. The drunker you get, you just start losing so much more, and then you get so fucked up.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's move on to the next reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
I think we got one big story a month to follow. We didn't talk about aliens, dude.
Oh,
That was like fuck. But we're all,
let's do it next time.
yeah, we'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. We got to. We're working on cutting these, and we got to stick to it.
Yeah.
All right, pet peeves. Any in this past? You have to have
I
one.
always got one.
Being out there, being around people all the time, something must have happened. Close quarters with people you don't see a lot.
It's true.
It could be-
This isn't from the past couple weeks, but I
Okay.
wrote this one down a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Fucking bikers.
Like, vroom vroom?
Motorcycle.
Okay.
So tired of them.
They're not great.
They're the worst.
There's a reason why South Park has made an entire episode on
it's
them.
that's not a new take, but I think it should be said, especially living in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They exist to just ruin moments.
Yeah.
They just come through so fucking loud. Whatever conversation, whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
just interrupts your day.
Just being loud to be loud.
They're the worst.
I will never understand it.
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm so opposite of that in the sense of like, I don't want people to look at me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I want so not that I can't understand why you would want to be on this super crazy loud thing and be like, bah, look
Dude,
at this.
It's grown ass men who are
Yes.
craving attention.
Yeah. I do wonder, the guys who are in legitimate biker gangs, like the Hells Angels or what is it? Is it like the One Percenters or something like that? Famous biker gangs who do meth all the
Yeah.
time, have giant organizations of organized crime. Do they do the loud bleh, bleh, or is it just a bunch of your average
Like
guy?
the actual gangs, you mean?
Yeah, are they? In my head, I romanticize as they don't do that.
I mean, the bikes are just loud. If
But
you
there's
have
certain
those
guys
bikes-
that you'll be able to stop and like just
Yeah.
fucking going at it. Like
I
when
bet
we
they do, dude. They're all the same.
fuck yeah, that's probably true. Oh man,
That goes for people blasting music so loud in their cars
my
that it's
God.
vibrating the whole intersection.
dude, that
might be worse.
Whenever we play tennis by
Yeah,
oh
that-
my God,
horrible.
There's people that just do loops. The same. I'm not even fucking kidding. There'll be people who that either a bike or one of those weird fucking like tricycle, big weird bike things that people drive around in. Not tricycle.
Yeah.
It's like it's got a 2-seat and 1 wheel and 2 wheels. It looks.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
called like
yeah.
a Raptor or T-Rex or something.
Yeah.
They'll go in loops. They're just out driving in a circle, blasting loud music near a place where people are playing sports. It's fucking.
It's like, how are you an adult and think driving is so fun? Like, why do people steal cars and take joyrides?
Oh, I mean,
It's
that's
a different category.
that's like the adrenaline there has to be insane. But if you're just coming from someone who's done some bad shit, if you were joyriding a stolen car, that's like holy
That's
fuck.
the top.
Oh
That's
my
the
God,
top.
that'd be so nuts.
Is it any car, or does it have to be a nice car?
I mean,
to get
nicer
that
definitely
thrill out of
increases the. I mean, you'd be like, oh, I
it.
could
If you
just
stole a
fucking drive.
minivan and joyrode it around, you
I mean, that'd be
you get a
hilarious.
thrill out of that.
Yeah, I mean, you're stealing a car. You're committing
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto.
So it's more just the fact that you stole a car.
for sure.
That's what you get.
Yeah, as opposed to the average person driving a car with loud music outside. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't.
Well,
get
but
it.
like these people joyride and just leave the car. Like they don't actually take it.
yeah. The Kia boys do that a lot.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a person who's young, has no idea the consequences they're going to
Right.
follow. That you're like,
So
I'm just gonna.
I'll separate that from the guy just blasting music,
Yeah.
going around the block. Why?
I don't think we'll ever know. Unless we sit down and interview someone who does that, I have no idea why
It's
you'd
just
want to do that.
peacocking, I guess.
Yeah, it's a version of that. But what is that? How many women
What
are?
do you get out of that?
Yeah, who's coming up and be like, nice
Yeah.
loud music?
I saw one super nice car, and the license plate on the back said "You wish."
Oh,
And it's
God, oh
like-
my God, I want to throw up. Yeah, it's so.
It's so bad.
How old do you think that person is?
I don't know. I mean, the car was awesome.
That's fine.
I kind of wished.
It
but,
makes
like,
me not like I would look at that car and be like, that's a cool car, and then see the license and be like, oh. Like he ruined the good car.
Yeah.
Like if
No, it's
without
like, oh,
that, I'd be like,
so
dude, you're
insecure.
yes, dude, and you need this car
Yeah.
to shell you from the little puddle of shit you are.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so gross.
I kind of feel that way about just having like a super nice sports car in general. Like why do you need that?
Well,
Even without the license plate. I get that that's probably fun to drive. Like if you take it to the track,
right, and
but if you're just driving it downtown, you're just flaunting.
for sure. If I see a Lamborghini in the city, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That's insane. I can see having a sports car. That's not, once again, if you have the money, go for it, whatever. But it'd be cool to fucking have a nice car.
It'd be cool.
would. But
Yeah.
also the practicality of it, I don't know what I'd do with it. Unless,
Yeah.
So who knows? Anyway, wait, what was the pet peeve?
Bikers.
Bikers.
Loud,
Okay,
loud vehicles
I'm on your side.
that
obviously.
are here to fuck up your day.
Yeah, I'm not fucking about it. It's not a good time. Which
Be funny if like we tried to ride a bike and
I'm
we're
like-
like, oh my god,
I need to be
get
loud
it.
now.
it might be amazing. You never know.
It could be. Yeah. Well, anyway. Let's see.
You got one?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Pet peeve over the past month-ish. Oh, fuck. Man, I don't fucking know. Usually I have one locked and
Yeah.
loaded. I don't know if anything's bothered me a lot. Well, I know. Watched my parents' dog for a week. And
Okay.
lovely dog. But taking care of a dog for just a week, I realized how much I can just probably not have a dog. Dude, I'm so used to having all of my time to myself, and like
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the dog, but I would take it for walks around the block and stuff like that, and it has to literally smell and pee on every single tree,
Oh, that's dogs.
and
Yeah.
and in a single block in the suburbs, there's like 4 trees per house.
Yeah.
And he's out of pee. He's been out of pee since the 6th tree.
Oh,
He's a little chihuahua. And he just keeps doing the pee thing.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, it's a small pup.
Yeah.
And it just, there's, obviously, while I'm walking, I'm like, this has to happen. But then when I have to do that same thing 3 times a day for a week of also the awkwardness of like, being in the suburbs and your dog just decides to take a shit on someone's lawn and the neighbor happens to be in their garage or outside
Yeah,
and
it's
you're like,
always awkward.
happened multiple times where I'm just standing
Yeah.
and my dog's shitting on their lawn. I'm like, hey, it's just, we just now have, what are you going to do? It's just a thing.
Yeah.
But it's so weird. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. They're so
really-
cute and they're so cuddly and they're nice when you don't have to take care of them.
Yeah.
And then when you do, it's like, fuck.
It's like taking on any responsibility. Just gonna
Yeah.
suck away at your free
Talk about
time.
us having kids. I can't
Yeah.
even fucking walk a dog around the block. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Start
Yeah.
with a plant.
Got one right
You
there.
got one?
Yeah, succubus. Or not succubus. Oh my God, a succulent.
Looks healthy.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably the lowest maintenance plant.
it
you
is. It can
have.
go without water for like half of a year. And then
Nice.
it'll start to droop. I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta water it.
Eh,
All right. Is that all the reoccurring segments? Oh, we can cover these two. I don't know if I have any anxiety-ridden experiences in the past 3 weeks. Actually, I have one, but you probably share it.
the river tubing.
That's the one I was
the
thinking.
first one.
Yeah.
Rocks hitting you in the ass.
Oh,
And
God.
flipping tube.
That.
Potentially slamming your face on a rock. That
Oh
was,
man,
it's a
dude.
little intense.
It was probably a good indicator when we're looking at an area and there's people wearing helmets and life vests, and we're like
Yeah.
literally have nothing but a tube and a beer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess on that one we went down where it was super intense, we didn't have one. But when I ate shit and lost my shoes, was a very scary moment for about 5 seconds, where I
Yeah.
was underwater and you don't know which way is up,
Yeah.
and you're just inside a rapid. Fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I
and you
got
get,
stuck in one of those. It's like, okay, Can I get out?
Yes, you just hope, and then you pop out the other end, and there's like 30 people watching you, just like just fucking flop around, be like, "Where's my shoes?"
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. So yeah, that was definitely anxiety ridden,
Yeah.
but nothing other than that. How about things you wish you knew before going into it? I could say the tubing thing was the same, probably the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I wish I knew my tube was half deflated when I started tubing.
That would have helped.
That would have helped a lot.
Yeah, I wish I would have listened to people when they said you're going to lose your sandals, because I didn't, and I continued to wear my sandals, and then I lost them. Never going to get those back. All right, I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Ready to cut it?
Wrap it up.
All right, this is a solid fucking hour. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Love your enemies.
Bye.